Alex Bearden with MMA Mania, and I'm here with William Knight, who returns to action May 12th at CES 73. William, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm very happy to be talking with you. 9 days out. How are you feeling?
How I'm feeling, bro. I'm feeling great. I don't have to cut no weight. I get to walk around and just be comfortable, eat how I need to eat. I'm fighting at the way I train at every single day. I'm golden, baby. I'm golden.
Is it safe to say that maybe for the rest of your career, are you staying at heavyweight? Like, are you just more comfortable that way?
Nah, a lot of people fail to realize I walk around 230, 235 already. So I'm already a heavyweight. I'm just mad, dedicated, consistent, and just disciplined to make 205. A lot of heavyweights that actually fight in the heavyweight division don't even look the fit. They think you're just going to be this fat person that fights. This you can still look in an athletic way and still fight. Like give yourself some type of effort, like give yourself some type of love, respect. But some dudes just say, "Oh, I love to eat and I love to do this." They use it as an excuse to stay fat and lazy, and they think hitting pads and wrestling and shit is all day. Is just it when you got to put the time in. Like knowing when I started in 2016, you really didn't see a lot of posts of strength and conditioning stuff. And when I started doing that shit and brought to light to it and started doing crazy shit and it started going more and more in my location, like New England shit, then it started going crazy. You see people posting pad work, then crazy strength and conditioning videos and shit like that. Like it's just funny to me. I've been doing it. So me walking, fighting at my walk around weight is a dangerous me. Like, I understand people are sleeping and underestimate me because of my last couple fights, but they're so stupid. They don't understand. Two of those fights were on. One was on 11 days notice, and the other one was on 9 days notice. And then my last fight, I was coming off of a fucked up situation where I lost 7 family members. But they say if you're not mentally there, you're not gonna physically be there. You see what I'm saying? Like I stood there and I'm not proud of it and I don't give a fuck. Like any other person would never took that many leg kicks and stayed standing and fighting until the end. I'm telling you that facts now. My brain wasn't even there. Like it didn't take until I got into the fucking car to understand what just happened. I didn't know my coach was yelling at me. I didn't know what was going on. I was just standing there, just like moving back and forth. And when I'm telling myself to go, like go, I wasn't fucking going. I don't know what the fuck happened. I froze up. Some bullshit. People keep saying, or the psychiatrist I talked to momentarily said it's called performance anxiety that has happened to a lot of mainstream people. Like when they lip sing music, they forget the lyrics. It's happened to people who go out to perform some type of music arts. They'll forget the movements, the dance choreography. So he's like, it's normal. Baseball players, they freeze up when they go to swing. Like it's normal shit. So the world took it as, oh, I froze up, I suck. Like I didn't beat the likes of Fabio Charant, Alonzo Menenfield, who's fighting dudes in the top 15, Dae Wong, who just fought the likes of these guys in the 205 division, such as Carlos and all these people. Like you got to realize the caliber of people of which I fought. Don't mistaken my last fight. Grisham was a last minute fight, and my body shut down. I was so worried about a body hit because my kidneys were failing in the weight cut process, and I was just humbled that they even let me fight. I offered him more of my money and the fight at heavyweight, and he took the offer and the more money. And then the second one again was Devin Clark. Usually I fight at 205 and I had to fight the man at heavyweight when we're both 205ers. And then this last one, I was supposed to fight this dude in October. Then something happened with him, and then we were supposed to fight in November. Some bullshit happened with me. I wanted to make sure my injury from my fight with Devin Clark was fine because it was acting funny. Come to find out, I was good. It was all in my head. And then I actually got to fight him, and then shit hit the fan. So yeah, I lost the fight to leg kicks. The dude kicked me in the head a couple times, landed a couple head kicks and some leg kicks. He didn't do anything else. He didn't show grappling. He didn't show any superior striking, none of that. The dude was afraid to engage with me, even though he was keeping me on the outside. And even when dudes keep me on the outside, I start to brawl. I go on the inside. The same way happened with Menenfield and Fabio and I think it was Alonzo Menenfield, Fabio, and Devin Clark. They tried to keep me on the outside and I go in. So going into this fight, they're underestimating me, man. Trust me, I'm just as dangerous as I was when I first started in 2016.
There's a lot there to unpack. I'm very sorry to hear about your family. I don't think anybody knew about that, and I think that's a lot of times fans and analysts have no idea what the fuck you're going through outside of the fight. So so man, I'm really sorry to hear about that, man. And I don't think there was no one harder on you than yourself, right? Like
Yep.
you immediately went on Instagram and said you fucked up, you know, you fro whatever, and I think that's like what there was no one on planet Earth that took that fight harder than yourself, man. And so I guess what was there anything like what was the biggest lesson that you took from that fight?
The biggest lesson that I took from that fight really is like you don't have to like force yourself to do things that you don't want to do. Like I wasn't in the mental state to take that fight, man. Like I just lost my grandfather, just lost my grandmother, just lost another family member on a bike. Yo, the shit got crazy since June, July, all the way to February, back to back to back deaths. And it wasn't even just, okay, distant people. These were immediate family members that I've seen on a regular basis every day, talk to until I left the house. And even though I was going to school and stuff, I would call on a daily basis. And mentally that shit, I wasn't there, man. There's people who go through things, oh, my mom has this and my dad has that. But when you lose 7 family members and you're sitting here like, all right, I'll be cool. And you're carrying the coffin. You're seeing the energy of your family down because they just lost the what keeps the family together. Like I said, man, it it was crazy. It was crazy. The feeling I had, I just wasn't there, man. That's not me. That fight was not me. If I fight this dude again, I could promise you I will finish him in the first round 9 times out of 10. And the reason why I say 9 times out of 10, because he got me the first one. So it can't be a 10 out of 10. So 9 times out of 10, I will finish this dude in the first round. I've never fought someone so petrified to engage in a fight like he did. And all he did was keep me at bay with a fucking leg kick.
Do you regret taking that fight?
Nah, everything happens for a reason. I not to speak on things, but I got other I don't know if I can speak on certain things, but not even 24 hours after my release in the UFC, bro, I was getting offers and calls. So, and it's not like I can't get back in the UFC. I can. I can. And after the fight, I was already talking to my management team and my coach about signing again or trying to get my mental back before I go back into it. So when the world's like, "Oh, you got kicked out," and I was already in the talks of me taking some time for myself to gather this because a lot was going on that they don't understand until it happens to them. It's all, oh, you're a fighter, but at the same time, I only fight for 15 minutes. Then I go back home to my family that I'm doing this for, the ones that are throwing the viewing parties and whatnot. Like that's what I'm doing it for. And now that the heart of the family passed away, not just one, but three names of the house, is like the family isn't what it is. So it's like, damn, that foundation is gone. And I'm sitting here stressing things at home and I'm trying to like carry that weight. But at the same time, like, okay, I have a fight. I gotta shut off. Yo, bro, my off switch was broken, bro. My shit was broken that night. So there's nothing I could have did different, man. If it happened, it'll happen same way. But I'm sure I would throw hands more than I did last time, regardless of the outcome. I would take that same fight on that same day, and the only thing different is just numb, to become selfish, I guess, and just say fuck everybody and everything and go crazy.
Were you cut from the UFC, or were you, or did you fight out your contract?
That was my last fight in the contract, and they already know because they've been reasonable and working with me this whole time, so they knew what was going on with my family stuff and everything else. So it isn't nothing to get back in there. So it's like, okay, I was on the main card and that was a poor performance. So of course they're gonna be like, all right, he has things going on and shit. Not like that performance showed that he wanted to be here.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, I'm not like I'm so serious. I think if I go out there and just knock four people the fuck out, I'll be back right there in the UFC again. You got to realize I started this combat stuff in 2016, period. First amateur fight, the whole nine. Got on Contender Series 2019. Then I did it again 2020 and then debuted the same month 2020. Like they don't get no sweeter than that. And you got dudes who's been in the circuit 5, 10, 15, 20 years since they were kids, blah, blah, blah. And they're still not in the UFC. And they're tearing there in the 30s, 48, 30 years old, 40 years old range. But everyone out here talking about me. Crazy.
When you got what was what were your emotions like when you got released from the UFC?
The relief. It was like, don't get me wrong. Of course, you want to fight in the UFC. There's UFC, Bellator, One Championship, PFL. There's fight promotions. Don't get me wrong. But to me, it was a relief because it gives me time to actually sit there, break down, formulate, and reconstruct myself so I can come back. Because look at the guys they're putting me in. Like, Devin Clark fought fucking Anthony Smith. Alonzo Mendenfield fought Devin Clark and other names. And I'm already in the fucking in the Shark Tank with these dudes. And I'm like, oh shit. Like
Right.
this is crazy. If you check the history of the guys that I fought, these dudes are not no fucking low level guys or no, okay, let's build them up shit. Man, I felt like Sage Northcutt, bro. They threw me in
Basically,
there like I threw me in there fresh. Mind you, I'm on a developmental contract. I could only fight on locals cards. I did like two fights and got snatched in. Had to fight Alexa Kammer, training partner of Shapey. So it's like, okay, he trains with the heavyweight champion of the world. They're going crazy. Like this guy's gonna beat Will. I'm like, oh shit. Like I gotta take this fight serious. So I trained my ass off. And yo, when I tell you a dangerous version of me is one that trains his ass off, bro. Like I train, period. There's no camp. So when I start to lock in and grind even harder, that makes a dangerous me. And that's what people fail to understand. Like you show me a fucking UFC fighter, Bellator fighter, one championship fighter, any fucking fighter you've known, natural and unnatural, in the gym putting up the numbers that I do. And I'm natural, still flexible, still fast, still powerful, still have endurance, and still can fucking smile and enjoy the day. No one, not even John Jones himself. That dude's not touching the numbers I'm touching, and he was away from the game for 3 years. And I did it doing this shit out of nowhere. Like, hey, I want to squat and deadlift too. Let me see what I can do. I'm squatting 600, deadlifting 600, benching 495. That's just not normal. That's just not. I look at the numbers for this shit. That's just not normal. And you're doing it naturally. I'm doing this shit naturally. Like the fuck. Still can box jump over 5 feet. I'm jumping. I know y'all seen the video. Still repping 225 for sets of 30 and 40. I can fucking do backflips into splits. I'm doing crazy shit. So when people are hating, they just hate, bro. Like I'm a fucking specimen at the end of the day. And it's not like I was born that way. I fucking work hard for this shit. Like the fuck? So I let people hate, man. Let them hate, man. That's all they do is hate. They'll never, they could get to where I'm getting, but they'll never be known. They'll sit there and be like gatekeepers at the end of the day. If I'm a gatekeeper, why am I known? Why am I getting thousands of DMs every day from haters and supporters? Why is more dates, more plates posting videos about me that got over how many views? Why is 50 Cent posting things on me saying I look like a guy from some TV show and it got 10 million views in a matter of 24 hours? Like, but I'm a nobody. Like I'm doing something that's to people's light. I'm doing something that's pulling people's attention. You know, I'm not that basic ass mofo. So I understand where the hate's coming from.
Gotcha, man. Well, thank you for sharing all that, man. All right, You're returning to CES. Are you excited? Are you excited about that?
Bro, I'm undefeated in that CS cage, man. They always give me some challenges. I always wanted this belt. Listen, listen, listen to the math behind this. I'm fighting a guy I don't know. I don't care for him. I don't care where he trains. I don't care who he trains with. None of that makes the fighter a fighter. Mentally makes a fighter the fighter. You could train with the top elite of the world. That doesn't mean that you're gonna go and fight like them. You're gonna fight like how you come prepared mentally. That's it. That's facts. When I fought Terrence, he was training with Overeem, Holly Holm, the whole nine. I fought um Buffalo, he was training with some high level guys. When I fought Walter Howard Jr., he fought the likes of um what's his name? Davis in Bellator, Phil Davis and all these people. I fought experienced dudes. I beat dudes. At the end of the day, I don't know what he has to offer me really. I've been hit by heavyweights. I've been hit by light heavyweights. Fuck, I've been hit by Alonzo Mendenfield with his infamous overhand, and I stood there and smiled. So if they're looking to knock me out, I don't know where that's gonna come from. I've been head kicked. You seen my last fight? I was head kicked like 4 times, kept coming forward. When I'm taken down, I get up. I understand in that Day Wong fight, you got to understand, I just got off COVID. 2 weeks under restriction, no training, and went in there and went 3 rounds with a dude who was knocking everybody the fuck out. So, and I cut down to 205 for that fight. Think about that. Sick for 2 weeks and had to make 205 and fight a monster. I took the fight on late notice. I didn't even know who he was, just because Mendenfield had COVID, and then I got it when I was supposed to fight him on the heavyweight card, and then I ended up fighting him. So it was like, okay, cool, I'll take that fight. 2 weeks after COVID, they fly me out. They bring me to a lab, make sure I'm not contagious and I'm good. I fight that Saturday and I go 15 minutes with a dude I knew nothing about. Come to find out, he's a finisher. So that puts light on everything. So I'm more than excited to be able to fight locally. And then it's just full with emotion and just unexplainable texture of emotions that are in me now that I get to fight for CS and I get to fight for a CS belt at heavyweight. So at the end of the day, this shit's about to be fun. The dude's training under somebody that I beat in a local circuit. And at the end of the day, I'll speak on it. The dude always was praising me, saying how good I am and everything else. But a dude now that you train with, or your boy, whatever you want to call him, you feel that he has what it takes to beat me. And what people don't understand just how dangerous I am. If my jabs can drop you, what do you think my hooks and my crosses are gonna do? When you blast double me and I start to elbow you in your head and I block your takedown and start to wheel punches on you, what are you gonna do? At the end of the day, I'm a fucking tank. I'm gonna come forward. Yes. You sit here and be, oh, you're not a tank. My last fight proved that I'm a tank. A man who was abused in foster care, damn near, and his stepfather for the longest. You think a human being can inflict pain on me? That's another thing. There's 2 ways to finish me. You got to submit me, or you got to get a TKO like Devin Clark did. Now, Devin Clark got the TKO finish because not only did he break my nose, he hit me with a left hook. I was still able to fight. I went down to the turtle position to say, you know what? Let me finish the fight on the ground. And then Dan, he stopped the fight. He asked me where I was. I was like, Las Vegas. He asked me the day. I told him the day. He asked me my name. I told him my name. I'm like, bro, I'm still conscious. He was like, well, you got to keep the fighter safe. I felt like I could have weathered that storm for the minute 30 seconds if there was a storm because I was conscious. So it's not like I got knocked out cold. So, with that being said, in 30 something fights from tournaments, Muay Thai, MMA, the whole nine leading up to this, you see where I stand and how I do things. And when you look at me as a person, I look to finish fucking fights, bro. I look to finish fights. I don't do this decision shit. I don't do this play it safe shit. I go in there, I fucking brawl, and I fucking dog fight, bro.
Fighting Domingo Barros, fighting under Jorgen de Castro, like you said, a past opponent. Um, seems like you don't have much thoughts on the matchup, so let's just get right to it, dude. On May 12th at CES 73, how did you get your hand raised?
I got my hand raised with a TK or a knockout, bro. That's just how it's gonna be. Like, you don't understand, bro. It's one thing that we're going in there to fight, but this dude took it too far. He came to my page talking shit. The last few people that talk shit to my page, it didn't end well for them. Then he said that he was going to show up to my location. I sent him an address. He never showed up. At the end of the day, you're trying to get in my head. You don't need to get into nobody's head if you have confidence. You're not in my head, bro. I'm already thinking about the next fight. I'm already talking to my coach about fighting for CES for the 205 belt so I could become the champ. Meanwhile, you're sitting here hitting my fucking page up saying that you're going to show me what a real heavyweight's like, telling me to send you a dress, saying, oh, forfeit your whole purse, put your whole purse on the line, all that shit. Bro, you need all that antics for a fight? Yo, when I tell you I'm coming in there to fuck shit up. I'm not going in there to fight, bro. This is not a sport when I step in that cage. I'm going in there to do some fucking damage. And that's how that's gonna be. That's how I'm gonna get my fucking hand raised. And I'm not even playing games, bro. When I tell you I'm going in there for the knockout TKO, I'm dead ass serious. The confidence that I have working with Parker, with his striking, Parker, who set 2 records in the UFC for heavyweight for most significant strikes, and I'm going fucking tit for tat with this dude. You think I'm worried about anybody? Get the fuck out of here. I can't wait till the 12th, actually.
I mean, that's basically a mic drop in my eyes. Uh, I guess just what I want to end on is you kind of already hinted after this fight you would like to get that 205 belt, become a double champ in CES. What's the goal, man? Like, do you want to get back to the UFC in a year's time? Do you want to go for the $1 million in PFL? Do you want to go try the PF? Like, what do you want to do?
Bro, listen, there's some people who fight for the Logan, there's some people who fight for the exposure, and there's some people who fight for the money. And then you got people who can obtain all three. From looking at it, they say I'm marketable and I have athletic gifts, but I'm only getting older. So wherever the money sits, really, if the Bellator offers me $1 million tournament, I'm there. PFL, I'm there. If UFC offers me what I finished on my contract, I'm there. It's wherever we fit in, man. I ain't gonna sit here and be no, oh, I'm just this and I'm just that. Wherever I fit in, man, whatever I can do to utilize and help myself so I could provide for my family in the long run.
So you're basically at the prize fighter aspect of your your career, fighting for money, fighting for whoever gives you the most money, and you'll go into your job.
It's not even more so the most money is what makes sense because the most money can won't make sense in a sense of okay, we could pay you this if you do this. Okay, now I can fight for $1 million, but now I gotta fight John Jones and Francis Ngannou and Shapey. Like that shit don't make sense. Or I could go fight 5 fights for this price that can convert into $1 million and then more of your level. You see how that works?
Gotcha.
So I'll fight where it makes sense.
Gotcha. Awesome. William, thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. If you want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you might have, and if you want to thank anybody, the floor is yours.
Just want to thank my coaches for believing in me, thanking my management team for taking care of me. If you guys want to find me, look up my Instagram on SSJ underscore nightmare with an N. Again, SSJ underscore nightmare with an N. That's my Instagram. Hit me up. I love to interact with people. People inbox me. I talk to people. I'm that dude, man. I ain't no stuck up dude thinking that I'm too good to talk to people. I love chopping it up and expanding my mind.